Hello everybody, welcome to Tai Chi and Qigong with Hailey Hinson, myself, of Sacred Lotus Heart. Today we are going to be working on gathering the phoenix. We've been slowly working on piecing this form together, and today we are going to do that 3 times run through at different angles so that you can ask your questions at the end of what's been working and what hasn't been working. But before we even go into that, I'm going to go over how we do our soft whip. That's part of our form where we break it in with 3 other things as we pass our chi from side to side. So go ahead and do your warm-ups on your own and then join me for our practice. Now imagining another shard of light or rainbow of light, or however you see your chi. You may feel like there's stuff in between your hands right now as we've been building the chi in between. Pause and hold that chi ball. Breathe in, breathe out, and then start to slowly roll that chi ball side to side, round and round. Let the top part of your body start to weave with it. At the bottom part of the body, begin to weave with your chi ball. Maybe even point one toe and relax back down. Point the other toe. Relax back down, slowly going side to side. Breathing in and breathing out. Moving the chi to the upper portion. And then bringing the hands down in front, the low dantian, breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in through the middle dantian and breathing out. Now we're going to breathe in through the upper dantian, breathe in and breathe out. Upper dantian, middle dantian, and lower dantian. Let our hands separate, roll the wrists, wiggle the fingers, roll the wrists again, roll the elbows one way and then the other. Start to let the shoulders roll round and back. Good. And then let your hips sway side to side, opening up the legs. Big hip circles, one way and then the other. We're going to go down to the knees. We're going to rock forward and back, letting them bend and unbend, but using inertia to help you. In one way and then the other. And then pausing. Slight bend and unbend of the knees. See if you can take the shins towards the middle toes. Good. And then slight bend of the knees. Step the feet close together. We're going to draw a circle with the knees If you know that is not going to work for you or your joints, please don't do this. It is something that is taught in a lot of the martial arts and a lot of the Tai Chi, but if it really doesn't feel good, what I want you to do is rub circles with the hands instead. So here are the two options. You can rub circles and imagine that you're going in circles with the knee, or you let the knee draw the circle in one way. You can combine them too, but if you know your joints are not going to like this, I don't want you to do it, okay? Drawing a circle with knees, pause and go the other way, either just using the hands, just the knees, or a combination. Pause, stand back up, step wide, come to one ball of the foot or lift the foot up off the floor. We're going to open up that ankle. Big circles, roll all the way around the foot if you want. Really let that whole ankle open up. Maybe it starts to wiggle away from you, bring it back in, then go the other way. Big circles. That same foot, we're going to pause and curl the toes under and see if you can point the foot on, taking the top of the foot away, opening the shin and the top foot. Not everyone's going to be able to curl their toes all the way under like a ballerina, but that's okay. Every little bit's going to help your shin. It's going to help the top of your foot. Uncurl, let that foot come down and wiggle your toes. Open them nice and wide and wiggle. Wide and wiggle. Good. Point and flex. Just roll forward and back. Knee can join along. And then pause. Slide that foot and we'll do the other one. Same thing. Come to the ball of the foot, or you can lift the foot up off the floor, one or the other. Start with just rolling on the ball of the foot, and then if you want to roll all the way around the foot, getting all those pressure points, go ahead and do that. If you're like me, you might even have a clicker. My ankles click from all the injuries I've had with them, but they've all recovered quite nicely. And then go the other way. If you've had weak ankles, there's actually a way to build them up by using your Tai Chi, your yoga, even your energy healing. I used to have very weak ankles. That's why I had so many injuries until I knew how to actually build their strength. Same thing with our wrists. Our wrists can also be very, very weak, and using the right structure can actually help. Point and flex, roll, and then we're going to curl those toes underneath. When you're ready, curl the toes, roll. Maybe rock side to side or just roll up. Not putting any of your body weight pressure there, just a little bit of our shin going forward, and then unroll, wiggle those toes. See how wide you can make those toes. Good. All right, slide that foot back underneath. Bend and unbend a little bit. Make sure things feel all right from the toes all the way up. Take your tailbone down, draw the navel in, roll the shoulders back, and open stance. Check in with the body. Before I take Q&A, I've gone over most of the forms sections, some of the ones that we have a lot of questions about. But one that I have not gone over is the little hook that we do, the arm movement. There are different forms of doing that. There's the one that we did a couple forms ago where we have a nice long, almost straight arm. And then there's a version where we actually have more of like a bird with a beak. So we're relaxed in the arm. And the form that we're doing now, we are going to have the relaxed arm. We're not going to have the arm that's out and taut. We're going to let it be relaxed so it can move with us. So take one of your hands, it doesn't matter which one, and bring the hands together, almost like you're picking something up. The thumb and the fingers come together softly. We're not gripping, softly. And we're gonna roll that shoulder back and let it just be sort of out to the side. It can be angled a little bit. We're just gonna move the shoulder in a circle. Then go the other way. Then pause wherever feels natural. We're gonna do a slight twist in the torso, letting that shoulder just move with us. Let that arm come down and let's do the other one. Soft hand, let it come out. Roll the shoulder. Just rolling that shoulder a little bit. And then go the other way. Go slower if you need. And then pause where it feels comfortable and slowly slide side to side. Just opening up that shoulder side to side and then pause. So let's add that in with a little bit of our movement. So standing, making sure you have enough space that you can take just a slight step. We're not going to go fully into that pose yet. Let's do the right foot first. Well, I'm going to do my right foot. You can do whatever one. So that means my left hand is going to be the diagonal, is the one that's going to come out. So I'm stepping out with my right foot just a little bit. In our form, we would have done the pushing of the chi, bringing it back. We push it again. Then we start to make our hook. We come back. And then we go forward. So let's try that again. We've grabbed the chi ball, we're bringing it to the hip, and then it becomes our whip. Then it relaxes. Then we do the blanket. Let's do that again. Push the chi, come right into your whip. One more time. Good. Bring everything back to center, and let's do that on the other side. Working on our soft whip. Step to the other side. Doesn't have to be a real big step. Push the chi, bring the chi to the hip, and create your whip. Toes come up. Soft whip forward. And push the blanket. Bring the chi in, soft whip. Let's do it again. Bring the chi to the hip, soft whip. Bring everything to the middle. So as you can see, when we start to flow with it, it's not a machine that's going to stamp out each pose, boom, boom, boom. It ends up becoming fluid. So let me give you an example. I'm not going to talk, I'm just going to show you what I mean. I'm going to go through those three on each side. You can join if you want, but what I'm going to be showing you is that you don't have to make it very stagnant. Let it flow. If you start to come into a crane before me or after me, that's fine. I want you to flow with your chi. So all that chi that we built up, we're going to bring it in. We bring it to the right hip. We step to the left. And you can slow it down. So by making it as fluid as what you can do is the key. Work with your body. If you're doing the form on your own and you have to pause in between doing the two sides, go ahead, breathe in and out. You're not going to miss anything up. You're still moving the chi in and out. Then go into the other side. All right? So let's go ahead and take some Q&A now. Let's figure out what has been sort of concerning or frustrating you in your own practice with learning this form, as well as when we are in class. So you can go ahead and unmute yourself if you'd like, and you can let me know what your questions are. If you do write in the chat box, I do have a friend that will be able to let me know if you've written, but if you'd like to unmute, go ahead and unmute and ask your questions. Hi. Not yet. We have integrated it. The C shape is to warm up your body to learn how to move. The actual movement is where we go diagonal, bring around, and back. That is the C shape. The reason why we study the C shape is to get your body used to doing a crescent, a C, so that you kick, bring back, and that movement. Does that make sense? Yes, we've been going over it, and we did it several times last week in the form. It's where we kick and the hand goes, and then the other one. We did it. Yeah, we've been doing it. It transforms from a C shape into that movement. C shape is basically your warm-ups. Yeah. You're welcome. Does anyone else have any other questions about what we've been learning or even your own practice at home? So I see some people had weird connections today. I don't know if that's on your end or... Oh, that's at the start? Okay, so that would have been at the very beginning. Okay, does anyone else have any other questions about our form? Anything else? I know the leg out to the diagonal is sometimes a little difficult. But does anyone else have any other questions? Drawing the circle with your knees today, what does that do for the body? Drawing the circle with the knees, traditionally, it is taught that it helps lubricate the knees. You can do them one at a time instead of both. If you have ever done anything for arthritis classes, we do circular movements in all joints. Elbows, shoulders, even the neck, we do circular movements. The same thing with the knees. When we have a slight bent knee and we move in a circle, if this doesn't feel good, you can sit down, hold the thigh, and let the knee go in a circle one way and the other. It helps lubricate the knee and to have better health for the joints and for the tendons and muscles. So because I have been trained and certified in arthritis modalities as well as all of these others, I try to incorporate them so that we have a safe and healthy body. So that is why we did the knees today. You're welcome. Does anyone else have any other questions before we continue with our form? All right. Then we are going to continue with our forms. So if you are ready, I'm going to start with facing this direction, and then I'll make 3 sides. I'll be at the slight diagonal. Every once in a while we'll have the other camera come up, and then I'll do one that's more to the back, and then I'll do one that's the other direction. So we're going to be going through the form 3 times, all right? So when you're ready, let yourself stand in a comfortable open position, one that you can go in both directions. You do not have to go in the circle like I am. You can continue just to face forward all 3 times. Let your arms relax. Breathe deep into your belly. Breathe out. Give yourself permission to let go of all the busyness, all the frustrations and worries. Don't compare yourself to anyone or anything. Move with your chi. Doesn't matter if you're doing it right or wrong. Move with your chi and your breath. Slightly bending the knees. Taking the tailbone down. Inhale, lifting the earth up to the heart. And exhaling it down. We're going to do that 3 times since we're opening up our practice. Lift all the way up, pushing sky and earth. And then coming down. Inhale, crisscross. Exhale, twisting tree trunk to the right. Inhale, center. Inhale, twisting tree trunk to the left. Inhale, center. Hands come down. Gather the tree into the hands. Crane. You can come all the way up. You can leave your foot on the floor. Crane takes flight. Extend the leg, toes up. Bringing it to the center. And down. Crane takes flight on the other side. Raise the earth. Bring the chi to the left side. So we're going to step and push. Whip. Blanket. Center. Other side. And center. Bring the chi up to the middle. Start to roll the chi side to side. Here you can step the feet together or you can keep them out. You're going to take that chi up over one side of the head. Bring it down. Small loop. And bring it up. Big loop. And down. Good. Pass the chi forward. Come to the toes. Pass the chi up. Come to the heels and then center all the way down through the body. Grabbing the chi, start to lift the left leg. Exhale, left heel to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left heel to the back right. Inhale, center. Other side. Right heel to left front. Center. Right heel to left back. Center. And down. Parting clouds to the left. Let the world melt away. Let the thoughts part and separate. Let everything come back to the middle. Hands down. For everyone else, stay where you are. I'm going to turn. And we're going to do this again. Breathing in, raising the earth. Breathing out, let it come down. Breathing in, take the earth all the way up, push earth and sky away. And come down to the middle. Crisscrossing. Exhale, twisting tree trunk. Exhale, twisting tree trunk. And down. Crane. Takes flight. Other side. Inhaling the chi up. Taking it around. Down. Around. And down. Pass it forward. Back. And center. Bring it down. Bring the chi to the right hip, step to the left. Whip. Center. Other side. Center. And the chi up. Roll side to side. Center. And lift the left leg. Left heel out. Right hand follows. Left hand up. Inhale, center. Left heel back right. Right hand follows. Left hand up. Tailbone forward. Bend the knees. Propel with the left foot and come to the middle. And down. Inhale, right leg up. Right leg, diagonal front. Left hand follows, right hand up. And center. Right heel towards the back. And bend the knees. Propel the right foot forward and center. Parting clouds. And center. Hands down. For everyone else, stay where you are. When you're ready, bend your knees. Inhale, raise the earth and lower. Raise the earth all the way up. Earth and sky pushes away. Inhale down. Inhale, crisscross. Exhale, twisting tree trunk. Inhale, crisscross. Exhale, twisting tree trunk. Inhale, crisscross. And down. Inhaling, crane takes flight. Foot can be on the floor, foot can be out in front. Chi to the right hip, stepping to the left. Whip. Blanket. Center. Other side. Whip. Blanket. Center. Bring the chi up, around, down, small, large, and down. Pass it forward to the toes, up to the heel, center. Bring the chi up. Left heel to the right. Inhale, center. Behind. Bend. Propel. Center. Down. Lift. Flex. Extend. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Center. Exhale. Raise the earth and lower. So we have done the form 3 times. When you're fully done with the form, and when you're done with your practice is where you step together and you'll do the closing of the hands down by the sides. When we open up our practice for this form is when we do 3 of the raising of the earths to build that chi into our body and to get it flowing with us. So you'll notice at the beginning I did 3, and then when we close our classes, we close. Okay? So we did the whole form 3 times. Does anyone have any questions on what we did in the form today, or any fine-tuning that you would like to know? Go ahead and unmute yourself, or you can go ahead and put it in the chat. This can be what was hard for you today, or what you noticed another day, or even on your own practice. All right, does anyone have any questions about the form? You seem to lock your knees. Assume we should always keep them soft. Yes, in any movement form, whether it's dance, Tai Chi, Qigong, yoga, we want to have slightly bent knees. When you tend to lock them back, you're actually restricting blood flow and nerve function. So if you need to think of it as the worst case scenario, you are actually shutting off the blood and the nerve function to the lower part of your feet, and even the functionality that has to go back up to the brain. So think of your knee has to be supple, it has to be slightly bent so that you can always have that trickle. If you need to think of it as something more tactile, think of it as that's a dam, and if you shut the dam completely off, no water gets down, no more water comes up, so you don't have a flow in the body. It's as if you don't have anything below the knees. So supple knees are good. It doesn't mean that you have to have them really bent like you're squatting. It's just the suppleness, kind of like when your hand is at rest, they're supple. Versus fully extended, you're not extending them and locking them back all the time, nor are you keeping them tight, but they're just relaxed and supple. Same with your knees, all right? When we tend to really hyperextend and lock them backwards, it usually means that we are either too tight in our hamstrings, and so the hamstrings are pulling the knee back. If you tend to really hunch forward, it means your hip flexors are too tight. All right, does that answer your question, Kim, about the knees? Also, your blood pressure monitor is 84 and rises to 110. Does the heart rate eventually remain calm and low? When you start to actually, this is why I recommend not thinking about if you're doing it correct or not. Because especially in the American mind, we want to have that form down correctly immediately instead of letting it flow through us. And when you start to do that to yourself, when you start to say, oh, I'm not doing this correctly, I need to figure out how to do that C shape exactly right, because it's not. When we do that to our brain and to our mind, we are actually shutting off the health benefits of our Tai Chi and our QiGong. So that is why I'm not as rigid as some instructors, because I believe in working on your health first. Because if you don't have your health correct, then you're not even going to be able to function doing the form. So when you start to feel like your blood pressure is skyrocketing or dropping too quickly, do a few breaths. For me, my blood pressure drops. I plummet. My heart rate drops, and then that's when I have issues because I'm on the other spectrum. Many other people, their heart rate raises, their blood pressure skyrockets, and then they have a hard time. So when you feel like that's starting to happen, pause. It doesn't matter where we're going. Let's say we already have our leg lifted. I don't care. You bring that foot down. If you need to sit, you sit. Do a couple of the chi breaths. Focus on the body, balancing left and right, top and bottom, front and back. It's coming together as one deep breath. The other reason why your heart rate may be going so fast is that sometimes people have a hard time doing long and deep breathing. So they actually start to panic. So then they'd start to do a cardio breath of try to see if you can breathe for at least 3 seconds to start out with instead of 1 to 2 seconds. That can actually help yourself to calm. When you start to do the form and stop thinking about if you're doing it right or not, everything is going to calm down, okay? That's why I stopped talking during some of it, so you can just be. Maybe next time I'll even shut the camera off and you just hear me so you can do your thing and not focus on watching me. If we were taking a physical class together, I would actually step behind my class and have my class in front of me at this point in the form so that they cannot see me. They're only listening to themselves and hearing me. So if I need to do that, if that would help you, I will do that, or it's only audio and you can just focus on you. Remember, there's no right or wrong. Okay, so see if that can help. All right, can you talk through the steps of the form in the order you did? Yes, I can go ahead and do that. We did raking last week, but didn't notice it in the form today. Did I miss something? No, I just didn't know. I didn't mention it, and I didn't do it because honestly, I forgot. Thank you. I'm having one of my heart issues today, so I actually didn't know if I was going to be able to teach. So my brain, at one point, I totally forgot what form we were doing when I was facing away. I actually have notes over here today because I couldn't remember. So yes, technically, what we have been doing is after the blanket, we do raking. And raking is where the hands are out We slowly go to one side and we go to the other. Who brought that to my attention? Thank you, Michelle, for bringing that. You did not miss anything. That was me. That was me. Kathy, yes, you seem to do better the third time because we were doing it. When I teach in person, when we're taking a class in person, we do take more breaks, and then there'll be a class. All we do is repeat the form, repeat the form, repeat the form. I don't care if you did it right. I don't care if you felt like you did it wrong. We don't take any questions. We just do the form over and over and over. Because if you stop every time you think you made a mistake, you're never going to keep going. And so you got to let your body keep going. If you've ever played any sports, if you've ever done anything where you had to have a repetition, even if you've done any acting or anything like that, if you stopped every time, think of it as cooking. If you stopped every time you thought you made a mistake in cooking, would you ever actually get a recipe done? No, there were sometimes you added too much egg or you added too much butter. You know, it happens. But you got to keep on going or you're never going to get any food, right? So try not to put that on yourself. That's not what our practice is about. That's not how I teach. I want you to feel the health benefits. That would not help you to turn off the camera. That's okay. No, I was using that as an example. If you start to find that you are watching me so much and you are not listening to yourself, I would like you to look away, turn away from the camera, turn away from what you're seeing. You can still have it if you really need it, you can look over, but come to the point where you don't need me, you don't need to be seeing what I'm doing, okay? That's where we're going. I hated teaching in classrooms that had mirrors. I absolutely hated it because my students would start watching everything I was doing on the mirror and try to reenact it without listening to themselves. So they never were learning. So I'd actually have them, even in my yoga classes, I'll have them turn away from the mirror and teach most of the time away from the mirror. And then we'll turn, when we're fine-niting things, turn towards the mirror. Oh my gosh, that threw them off because now they could see everything. But we would only do that when I was working on true form. So please don't compare yourself to me. I've been studying this for a long time. I want you to feel the breath. I want you to stay with the breath. Even if we are already repeating the form a second time and you're not, that's okay. I want you just to go with it. Slow breaths, okay? Shutting your eyes is fine. Now, the funny thing is, there are some traditions where they hate if you shut your eyes. I do both. I have lights everywhere around me today. I cannot have my eyes open over some of them or I'll start sneezing because it's like looking into the sun for me. So I do close my eyes, but even in my own practice, even in my yoga practice, my eyes will close for a while, they'll open for a while. As I said, there are some traditions that would hate that I'm telling you that it's okay to close your eyes. But again, I teach of a combination of many different styles and many different teaching styles. So I believe in finding your way first. So close your eyes, let yourself go with it. Listen to the cues if that is what helps you. Then look at the monitor or what you're watching. That's just an idea. I know some people, because of hearing reasons, you need to be able to see, and that's fine. But every once in a while, give yourself a break. Don't try to compare yourself, okay? All right. See if I've answered all the questions that came through. Through. All right, so someone asked, can I talk through the steps of the form in the order that we did? Yes. So we didn't do that recap at the beginning today like I usually do, just because as we progress, I'm not always going to do that. But let's go ahead and go over that. All right, if you want to take notes, that's okay. Go ahead. You don't have to join with me. I'm just going to go over the form. All right. So let's say we started, you do your warm-ups. Do whatever kind of circular movements you can do. Do some of your chi breaths. Bring yourself to center. Make this your Tai Chi and QiGong space. All right. It's a space where you can let go, you can achieve, you can bring in positive energy for yourself. Everybody else's stuff is pushed to the side. There are no expectations of yourself and no judgment either. All right? So that's how you begin your session. Do your warm-ups, then opening into a comfortable horse stance. For me today, it started out small and it slightly got wider. You may notice the same. So, comfortable horse stance. Inhale, raising the earth 3 times because you're opening. Raising earth to sky and pushing it away. Breathe out. Bring that in. Bend the knees. Crisscross the arms. Twisting tree trunk to the right. Breathing in. Twisting tree trunk to the other side. Tailbone goes down, navel slightly in. And center. Hands go down. Or crane. So we come up, toes can come to the floor, or you can lift all the way up and extend out. Center and down. Other side. Raise the earth. You can push mountain if that helps you to center. You don't have to. I'm going to go push mountain just because I already mentioned it. You don't have to do that. That is something that can be a preference. Bring the chi up. Bring it to the left. Bent knee as we bring it to the hip. Whip. Relaxed whip. Blanket. Breaking. Center. Again, you can go right into the other side, or you can do some chi breathing if you need to catch your breath. Other side. Raking. Center. Bring the chi up, and this is where we roll the chi side to side. Come up over the right side of the head. And around, side, side, big, up, the left side, down, side, side, and center, C shape. We lift the left, take the left heel diagonal. Inhale, center, other way. Center and down. Other side. Remember, you do not have to take that leg all the way up. You can do the heel. Doesn't have to be really big and grand. Center. Parting clouds 3 to 4 times each side. You can customize this. You can repeat each thing 3 times. You can run through. Palms face up as they come to the middle. And close the feet, hands come down to end, as if you're ending your practice. If you're going to keep repeating, you don't have to bring your feet close or take your hands down. If you're fully closing your full practice, it's where we do the long left hand meeting the soft right fist and bowing in, honoring and thanking everyone that's ever studied it before, presently, and who will to come. All right. So did that help to go over that? If you didn't take notes, that's fine. I actually have this all written out. If I can remember next week, maybe I can share that document in the chat folder next week, and you can download it while the class is open. So the other option would be that I could email it to all of you. Maybe that would be easier if I emailed it like I used to my other students. I would email the form through my email format. So if you're getting my newsletters, then you will be able to get this. This is the only way I can do it. I can't go through Zoom and none of my emails come through the library system. They have nothing to do with except providing these classes. I'm the one that can get a hold of you because I'm technically using my Zoom account. So all of that has to come through my email. So that's why you give me my email and everything like that. So if we're having a technical difficulty, I can let you know. The library is not gonna know if we're having a technical difficulty. With that being said, if you're not getting my newsletters, if you're not getting any of the Tai Chi updates or anything like that, then go ahead and email me by the email that Zoom had sent you. And I'll make sure that you only go in the group that can get this form. And I will send it as a PDF that you can download and have on hand. I do break it down so that it actually cascades down through each step, so that when if you're looking at it while you're doing it, it'll say something like, let's say you're doing the crane and flight, I'll say that at the top. First step, second step, third step, maybe repeat so that you know just to do it on the other side. Next pose, step 1, 2, 3, 4, or whatever. If it says repeat, that means you do it on the other side. So I will see if I can get that done in the next few days. And as I've said before, we do edit the videos and get them out when we're able to in our free time. I do that as a free service. Normally in my classes that I would have in person, there would be no video. It would be what you learn in class and the document that I'm now going to be sending, which I usually don't do until we've covered the full form a few times, because otherwise you may not understand. Unless you've been studying with me for a while, you may not understand where we're going. So so how many weeks? The library has booked me going into the summer. So after this week, the calendar will actually update through Zoom, and it will say the next coming weeks. We just technically haven't entered into the spring section for the library, so I don't do that until we enter into the spring section for the library for their records and for mine. But yes, we are continuing in through the summer that we know of. Everything is going to stay as it is, same password, same all of that. Only reason why any of that would change is if Zoom gave me an update that there was a security thing and I needed to. So right now, same password, same link. Some great new learnings. Oh, you're welcome, Vina, if I'm botching your name, I am so sorry. Yes, we try to do lots of different angles and from different perspectives because everyone learns differently, and I try to honor that. So I think I got all the questions that were here. Does anyone have any other questions about their own practice or what we did today in class? All right.
Thank you for one course.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Glad to help. Right. Well, if you didn't join me in the closing before, let's go ahead and do that. I'll just set this down. Bringing the left hand to meet the right and bowing in, thanking everyone that's come before, present, and that are here now and will come. Thank you. Oh, I think I saw something else come in. How many times a week should you practice? That's up to you. Just like anything when you're learning new, but if you want the health benefits, a little bit every day would be great. Even if it's just a part of the form. Let's say you're only doing parting clouds, or you do 3 of the poses. You don't have to do the whole form. For health benefits, a little bit, even if it's just 5 minutes a day would be great. For learning the form and getting down, that depends on how quickly your body and your brain need for learning. For me, I usually needed every day for at least an hour of practicing a form. And it doesn't mean I ran through the whole form each time. Sometimes I would break it down and do sections that I felt like I was a little weaker in, and then run through it a couple times together and then end my practice. But I was also in training. So I was really focusing 7 days a week on it. But for your own home practice, that needs to be up to you. I would recommend, since most of you are still beginning, trying to do at least 4 to 5 days a week where you try to do a half hour. Every day of the week, at least 5 minutes. And it doesn't even mean that you have to be like, okay, everybody, I'm doing Tai Chi, leave me alone. If that helps, that's great. But you could literally be doing your Tai Chi as you're talking to somebody. As you're doing the dishes, you can sway side to side, moving the Chi in your mind as you're doing the dishes, as you're cooking, as you're taking a walk. You can work with all of this on a daily basis throughout your normal daily routines. All right. Well, everybody, I'm going to let you all go. I know I ran over. I'm sorry. Hope you all have a lovely day, and maybe I'll see you for chair yoga tomorrow or meditation on Friday. Thank you.